New tonight, today marking 25 years since Mikelle Biggs was abducted while playing in her Mesa neighborhood. Now, more than 2 decades later, police have made a stunning new revelation, saying they may know who's responsible for her disappearance. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with the detectives earlier today and Mikelle's sister, who was the last person to see the 11-year-old alive. Listen.
The new year is supposed to bring change to places and people.
And then there's also a lot of stuff that's the same.
Kimber Biggs returning to her childhood neighborhood.
It's interesting. It's like kind of surreal.
Walking the same streets where she and her older sister, Mikelle, grew up.
Lovable. Everyone liked her. And she was very artistic, charismatic. She wanted to be a Disney animator.
On January 2nd, 1999, 9-year-old Kimber went through a change no one should go through.
It's insane for me to think about that. Literally 25 years.
She and Mikelle, who was 11, were playing outside. Mikelle riding her sister's bike in the street, waiting for the ice cream truck.
I remember like very vividly. Mikelle was riding, she was headed that way, and she was riding just in big circles.
Kimber ran inside for less than 2 minutes. When she came back out, Mikelle was gone. The bike left in the street.
The tire was still spinning.
Telling her mom she couldn't find her sister.
I knew something was wrong, but I didn't comprehend or even think of the word kidnap at that point. I think I half expected her to like pop out and scare me or something.
But that never happened.
And then all of a sudden, the street was full of police cars, barricades, there were search parties formed.
Mesa police doing everything they could to find the missing 11-year-old girl and the person who took her.
We'd love to be able to find this little girl.
A day that not only changed the Biggs family, but the city of Mesa.
It was a huge incident that occurred here.
Detective Paul Sipes just took over the case a few months ago. He says word of the kidnapping made its way across the country. Countless tips have poured in.
You've got about 1,000 people or more there that we've spoken with.
Thousands of leads and thousands of dead ends.
As time went on, it was like you just feel less and less hopeful.
An incident that remains unsolved 25 years later.
It's still very hard.
Kimber said she started to disassociate from what happened to her sister. The pain from that day, too much to bear. That is until she received an offer that would turn that pain into purpose.
The way that it gets easier is just that I feel like I'm doing something. I'm not just simply thinking about her, you know, I'm trying to actually do something.
Kimber now works with the National Criminal Justice Training Center, sharing her story with police officers across the country about what she and her family went through and what officers can do to make the worst days imaginable for those families a little better.
Things that I feel like were done right, and then things that I feel like could be improved on. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I've been looking for.
This case gone cold. That is until Kimber received the update she had been waiting for. There may be a person of interest in this?
Yeah, we do have a person of interest.
That person is a convicted sex offender who used to live right down the road from the Biggs family. He's now serving life in prison for other egregious crimes, but hasn't been arrested or charged in connection with Mikelle's case.
My parents wrote letters to him in prison. They met with him in prison. At one point, he alluded in the letters, I believe, to wanting to confess.
He doesn't really have anything to lose. Let us know what happened, where we can find her, and we can give some closure to the family.
We're here at 25 years. Do you still have hope for the future?
It's interesting that you asked that, because I feel like maybe 5 years ago, I probably would have not felt super hopeful. But right now, with the 25-year anniversary and me starting this new job and a new detective on the case, you know, fresh eyes, new perspective, it feels like everything's kind of coming together.
Believing there could be more change in the future. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thank you. Tonight we're working